Hi, my name is Jenny Shu, and I am CEO and founder of Talofa Games. I'm also addicted to long distance running, and my love of running has infiltrated my love of games, and I'm here today to talk about the different motivations that we might be able to use to get people out, to get people moving. Potatoes might even be brought up, but that's for later. Running at the core is something that not everyone finds enjoyable. Let's see if you resonate with any of these. Running is hard. Running is boring, and running is lonely. You may have resonated with some of these, maybe even all of them, and that's totally okay, because even I have felt some of these sometimes, and I've been running for about 11 years now. After all, how hard can going on a run be? You just put on your shoes, you have the intention of going on a run, and you're out and you're done, right? It's that easy? Unfortunately, it's usually more of kind of this wibbly wobbly mess of putting on your shoes. You get distracted because your favorite episode of that latest Love Island came out on Netflix and you just got to stream it. Or maybe you got distracted because you would rather much just take a nap and it was just really hard for you to get out the door. And 3 hours later, you haven't even moved. Why is it so difficult to go on a run? And maybe does it have to be this hard? That's why at Talofa Games, we really wanted to bring the experience and the joy and the love that we had of running and fitness to everyone. And hopefully for some of you all out there, you really enjoy fitness too, or you really care about bringing more players, using the power of games to inspire people to change their lives. And we think that fitness is a really great intersection and really want to teach you guys some of the learnings that we've made and the mistakes we've made along the way as we developed a game around running and around fitness. And we can all learn together because at the end of the day, it's all about having fun through video games. And if we can do that to exercise more, then that's even better. My running journey started about 11 years ago now when I joined the middle school cross-country team after realizing I did not like getting in the water for swimming. And kind of since then, I've really loved how running has brought me to different countries, to different places, running marathons, half marathons, and even with my family. It's something that's not only helped my physical health, but also my mental health, and it's been the thing that I needed to get through some of the most stressful times. But at the same time, I love games, and almost the same time that I started running, I was playing Neopets, was playing Pokemon, brought my Game Boy Micro to class and I would play Leaf Green. When I went home, I'd draw fan art of Neopets, post them on a site called deviantart.com. That whole cycle of posting that first Flash game when I was 12 years old, to seeing people actually comment on them was incredible because I, since then, have been able to meet so many amazing people and got to go to the White House to present my game. And now I have over 127 different games out there with 10 on the mobile stores having over 9.2 million downloads. And in my junior year of college, being lucky enough to have gotten on the Forbes 30 Under 30 list for gaming. So that's why with Talofa Games, we wanted to answer the question of, can games be used to make people do things that they don't want to do? Can it be used to get people outside, to find the love and the joy that I found from fitness and my family did? So together with my family, with my brother and my dad, we had started and created Run to My Heart, which is a game where you have virtual running companions, you run through an interactive story and really save the day, and you never really have to run alone again. The question that we answered as we were developing Run to My Heart was, what would actually make running fun and make it something that people don't find scary to do? And to really dive into this, there's this idea of activation energy, and that's the feeling that you have when you're sitting on the couch and you'd much rather stay there instead of taking that first step and going outside. It's that difference between going outside and staying at home that makes all the difference, because once you get over that hump, that activation energy, it's so much easier to keep going. But to keep that habit started in the first place, you can't just tell yourself, I'm going to go do 100 miles. I'm going to do 100 push-ups. It's so much easier to start with the little nudges and really trying to get people to start small and getting them to start and meet them where they're at. So the whole idea of building these small habits and really starting small and being forgiving to yourself is really important to the idea of trying to get people to do stuff that they might not be used to. And not only that, there's a whole idea of positive reinforcement, which is the idea that maybe after 100 push-ups, you give yourself the ability to watch one Netflix episode. That's positive reinforcement. And that's pretty different as well from the concept of negative reinforcement, which is taking away something bad. So it's like taking something smelly away so you can finally breathe in clean air. That's negative reinforcement. While positive reinforcement is giving yourself that gold star, giving yourself an extra motivation to keep going. And one is really avoiding while one is gaining. So this is something really important to keep in mind for fitness too. Because in other games like Duolingo, like VR Chat, like Ring Fit Adventure or Beat Saber, you almost forget that you're exercising because in the process of doing it, or in the process of doing something like learning Spanish that's pretty difficult and tedious, you're forgetting that you're in a learning mode. You're forgetting you're doing something good for yourself and instead just caught up in the fun. And it makes that initial step of getting into fitness so much easier, which is the idea of the activation energy bump. So with Run to My Heart, we explored these different games, explored our own motivations, and really distilled the core values into 3 different P's, which is partnership, personalization, and positivity. We actually had a 4th P as well, which is the P of potatoes. And this was in our original idea for the game when we thought that it'd be a good idea for the game to be revolved around a world where if you didn't exercise, you turn into a potato. But slowly we realized, and you might recognize that that's negative reinforcement, where people were afraid of turning into potatoes, so they'd come back and run, instead of feeling like they're gaining something. So instead, we cut out this P and decided that we should focus and really drill in on the previous 3 Ps. The first P being partnership. And having really friends that keep you social and accountable, that's a huge step and something that gets people continuously coming back, running, exercising. So through Run to My Heart, we wanted to create a really diverse cast of characters that people would actually want to run with. These characters, while you're running, you hear them talk to you, hear them motivate you, and they're always there every step of the way, even if you don't have real friends to run with because you maybe are in a new city or you don't run at the same time as them. And kind of adding on to that as well, it's the idea of personalization. Because through Run to My Heart, we know when you've last run, how much you've run, and we can give everyone that adaptive level of encouragement, the extra push that they need to keep running. So the characters in the game might tell you, hey, you ran a little faster last week, you want to push it a little further? And the characters know you, and they give you that coaching in a really fun way that feels like they're meeting you where you're at, instead of needing you to be a super athlete coming in. So along with that, feeling like you matter, we really want the game to be super positive, because there's a difference between being super positive and just not encouraging someone and not doing anything about celebrating the fact that somebody comes back, that they're showing up is a really big loss, because at the end of the day, just showing up, doing fitness, knowing that you're on the right track means a lot to people, and they should be rewarded for that, because just being there is a win. And together with that, we hope that there's a really positive community, and we focus a lot on community and Run to My Heart, which is being able to see other players in the game, seeing their runs, being able to give them a high five, being able to grow together and to keep each other accountable as well, not just the characters in the game. That makes all the difference. So to really take all these learnings into account, that's why we created Run to My Heart. It's to create that personalized experience where you showing up matters and that you as an individual really matter. And we really focus on encouraging, because that's sometimes the thing that people need, because fitness is so hard for people, and if you have that extra push, that extra character that cares about you coming back, that wants you to come back and celebrates your win, that's what matters at the end of the day. And I really want more people to make games like this, so it really makes all the difference, and seeing that people say that the game changed their life, that's what we're working towards. With these fundamental ideas of partnership, personalization, and positivity, we really hope that running for you can turn into something that maybe used to look like this, into something that's a little bit less wobbly, less painful. At the end of the day, you can say that running isn't lonely, it isn't difficult, and it isn't hard, because at the end of the day, you do not have to run alone. Thank you. And if you're working on something similar, I'd love to talk to you about it and even give you running tips if you're interested. But thank you.